The silent force of Bia. What happens when divine loyalty collides with moral conscience? In the shadowy depths of Greek mythology, we find Bia, goddess of force, faced with an impossible choice that would echo through eternity. In ancient Greece, around the 8th century, before Christ, storytellers wove tales that explained the very fabric of existence. These weren't just stories. They were the foundation of Greek culture, religion, and understanding of justice. The Greeks believed their gods possessed human emotions, but wielded cosmic power, creating a universe where divine politics determined mortal fate. Among these powerful deities stood Bia, whose name means force. She was one of 4 siblings born to the Titan Pallas and the river goddess, Styx. Her brothers and sister were Nike, goddess of victory, Kratos, god of strength, and Zeus, god of zeal. Together, they formed Zeus's inner circle of guardians, the divine powers that maintain balance in the cosmos. Bia embodied more than mere physical strength. She represented the unwavering execution of divine will, the absolute certainty that turned the word of the gods into reality. Unlike her more celebrated siblings, Bia worked in shadows, ensuring Zeus's decrees became unshakable law. Her loyalty to the King of Gods was complete, unquestioning, and absolute. But to understand Bia's most remembered act, we must first meet her counterpart, Prometheus, the Titan whose name means forethought. Prometheus possessed divine intelligence and, more dangerously, divine compassion for humanity. While other gods viewed mortals as fleeting creatures, Prometheus saw potential, dignity, and worth in them. The conflict began when Zeus decided to remind humanity of their limits. He withdrew fire from the mortal world, plunging them into cold darkness. Without fire, they could not cook, forge, or warm themselves in winter. Zeus intended this as a lesson about respecting divine authority. Prometheus could not bear to watch humanity suffer. Despite knowing the risks, he made a choice that would define him forever. In secret, he ascended to Mount Olympus and carried away a spark of divine flame. Some say he took it from Zeus's own bolt, others say from the eternal chariot of the sun. With the fire hidden in a reed, Prometheus returned to Earth and placed it in human hands. From that moment, civilization flourished. Arts, crafts, sciences, and culture began to bloom. Humanity thrived, but Prometheus knew his gift would not go unnoticed. When Zeus discovered the act, his anger shook the heavens. To him, this was not just theft, but defiance, a challenge to his authority. Prometheus had declared in silence that compassion outweighed obedience. Zeus devised a punishment meant not to destroy Prometheus, but to remind him of the weight of rebellion. The Titan was taken to a distant mountain, where he would remain bound in stillness, far from the company of gods and men. His trial was not pain, but time itself, endless days of solitude beneath the wide, unchanging sky. But who would carry out this decree? Zeus turned to those he trusted most, Kratos, Bia, and Hephaestus, god of fire and craft. Hephaestus hesitated, for he loved the spark of creation and understood Prometheus's gift. To bind such a being felt like a betrayal of his own nature. Kratos urged speed, eager to fulfill the order with strength. But it was Bia whose presence gave the moment its gravity. She did not argue. She did not question. She simply ensured that what was willed came to be. Prometheus did not resist. He accepted the binding with quiet dignity, knowing he had chosen compassion over obedience. He saw in Bia not cruelty, but inevitability. Just as he had fulfilled his nature by helping mortals, so did she fulfill hers by securing Zeus's will. This moment reveals the deep paradox of Greek mythology. Bia was not wicked. She was necessity. the principle that transformed words into reality. Yet her loyalty made her part of what many would call injustice. The Greeks understood that power without enforcement is fragile. Bia was that enforcement, the still hand that ensures order, the silence behind authority. But her story also whispers of the cost of obedience, for in serving order, she also chained compassion. Even so, the tale did not end in despair. Ages later, Heracles, son of Zeus, would journey across the world and release Prometheus. The Titan's long solitude gave way to freedom, and humanity kept its fire. But Bia remained unchanged, still walking in the shadows of Olympus, silent, yet essential. Her story asks timeless questions. When does duty become complicity? When does loyalty become betrayal of higher principles? In every society, there must be a Bia, the force that secures law. The challenge is ensuring that such force serves justice rather than silencing it. And so, in every act of loyalty and in every choice of conscience, the echoes of Bia and Prometheus live on.